Hey guys, hey. All right, we're gonna do a reading. I'm going to probably be more active on my other channel than this channel. Um, I will not be linking the link to this channel for many reasons. I just want you know, clean energy. And in the beginning of my journey, I did let my divine masculine know of this channel. And it's just time for me to personally let go of every aspect of connection within the 3D as of now, because it's just false. It's it's whatever it was meant to teach or give or possibly have this person receive, it's did what it needed to do, and now it's just time for me to move on and only take on the aspects of the journey that are personally given to me on my own, um, on my own end. This journey, my specific journey, can't speak upon anybody else's, has I will say, grown me within my personal relationship with God more than anything ever in my life. And I guess that's just what it's meant to do. But it's just having a channel that's my channel's always been different than most twin flame teachers or readers or whatever you want to say. I've really spoken a lot of my own sufferings and pains and opened up to parts of myself that I myself was scared to open up to. Um, for whatever reason. And a lot of parts I just didn't even know were there, that onion of finding one to the next. It's just never ending. But it's no longer my time to be like, I just, I have to let that part go. And I guess that's when you speak, when you can actually voice your opinions or it's not, I don't even want to say fucking opinions at this point. Your divine messages, okay? Because these aren't your opinions. These are different. That's why, I guess on my channel you can see where I do get angry because people don't understand that. Like, it's not my opinion. But then again, it's just my where God has me is just the message, the middleman, letting you know what's up. You could take it or leave it. I'm not to get angry about it. And it's just I've always went back and forth with that, clearly. Um, so that was part of my own journey, and it still is. Now, as far as like dark aspects and heaviness, I've personally been feeling it lately. Um, and I mean physically, I'm feeling these emotions, which is just wow. You know, it's one thing to feel shit physically or emotionally and in your head, but when it starts to really grab a hold of you physically and you're literally feeling it within your body and just it's heavy and in a sense it's like an anchor you're tied to. I just, um and it's just came in, I don't know, since like Tuesday. This is how I've personally been feeling. Um, my emotions, as far as not just emotions, like memories, flashbacks, um, just the like negative forces, I guess you could say, against me, and the fact like still throwing all the 3D physical things of hurt and pain from the divine masculine to cause those feelings to come up again. Um, yeah. And I've been kind of, I haven't really listened to too many videos as of now, but the last day and a half I've seen just a lot of dark energy coming up, and I can attest to on my end, it's, yeah. Um, and I can't really even, well, that's why we're doing this reading, really understand like why is it coming up again? Like I have went through these things in my head and so many times. I just don't understand why they haven't like what is it called? Dissipated, disappeared. Damn it. As of now, like why are they back and why must I? And usually these things happen. Like this is normal in this journey, but I can usually clear it really quickly. Like, and these are just coming in really painful. Like, and I know this whole journey is about unconditional love. Like, this is the hardest thing for me is to understand. I mean, not really. I do understand that you have to fight through the pain, you know? I just thought it was over the pain. Like, the painful part of the physicality of this journey. And in the last 3 days, I'm like realizing that it's not over. And I think a lot of it has to do with me having a channel that may be connected to this person. So that's why I don't know what I'm gonna do with this channel as of now. If I'm gonna be done with it and moving on to the next, or if I'm gonna do like simultaneously two things at the same time, just pop in here one randomly. If I'm going to leave up my videos, even though I can't see myself taking it down, like at the end of the day, that's my work, that's my message, and I'm not going to omit my words. I've always said that because God has very much made it clear that I will not be doing that. No matter how crazy, batshit crazy I look in my videos, too bad. They shall not be omitted. That's what the king said. So I don't know what to tell you about that. But I feel like a lot of releasing is coming up. Okay, so once releasing comes up, then I already know. Hopefully this isn't gonna last too much longer, and I'll be revived and energetic and ready to start the next thing that they have me on. So I wanted to do this reading just in case anybody else has these things coming up where you're getting angry, and I mean, just like, oh my gosh, I've been getting so angry, like so fucking angry. And it's just these, and it's like things literally, like I'm just getting flashbacks of shit that has happened. Like it's just the shit that, like, if anybody else in the fucking world did this, I would never speak to you. There would be no, like, even second thought about it. You understand? Like, that's the shit that's coming. It's like, and then it makes you, like, talk about, like, what, it's so crazy because this journey is about unconditional love, right? But it's about unconditionally loving yourself, right? And to, I mean, this may be evil, okay, but we're gonna say it because this is just how I'm going through these, and then I have to go back and look and, like, okay, that's not the right way to feel about it, and why are these coming up, and it has to do something with me. I know this, but this is just my instant feeling, and before I start to process it, like in that instantaneous feeling of pain and like tears in my eyes, just like randomly, and it's pissing me off. And then like I just go back to remembering, like, it's this one person that causes every fucking ounce of this, like, and it's just so insane. But then it's just obviously what the whole twin flame connection is, and how somebody can have so much of a impact energetically. One, 'cause that's what it is, and anybody who really knows about this, like, and you're going through these, it's like taking me back to like the beginning of my journey. So obviously, I think the point is to be releasing any last baggage that we're holding on to, figuring out why are we still feeling this way. Are there things that we haven't healed as of now? Um, and maybe it's lots of it's just our ego, that the last of our own ego that's surfacing, the last of our own prideful mind that's like, this person treated me like shit. It's just stupid. Like, you're like in your 3D mind, you think you're dogging yourself by even fucking paying attention to this person for a second, let alone they're your twin, and you have to do all this mission work based upon this whole template that has to do with this person that really, if you really unconditionally loved yourself, you probably wouldn't mess with in the first place. Because if you unconditionally love yourself, I mean, you're just going to only allow yourself to be receptive to the things in your highest and best interest. And if that person isn't bringing what's in your highest and best interest to the table when they can't be around you, because it's about unconditionally loving yourself first and foremost. So I don't know if a lot of divine feminine, and I'm sorry if you have to have a twin where, in order to love yourself unconditionally in the 3D physical world, you have to keep them so far away from you because they're so toxic in the physicality. And, I don't know. And you could say, well, then it reflects how you're toxic to yourself. Well, how are you? I mean, yeah, maybe. I don't freaking know. Sometimes, yeah, but that's not always true either. Because if everything's good and you're holding down everything when they're not there and then they come around and shit gets shaken, I mean, who's the problem, them or you? Um, Maybe it is you. And maybe it only gets shaky because you're the one that pushes it away and then it's fucking stirring. So, yeah. I don't know. I'm not giving any answers. I'm just saying there's a lot of shit going on in the energetic fields. And it may be a little bit of a roller coaster ride for, I don't know. I hear like 2 weeks. So, I don't know. I'm hoping it's not that long. At least on my end. And I hope not for you either. Maybe. But we are going to do a reading. Yay, yay, and I didn't even expect to say any of that. I was going to get into Isaiah actually. I believe it's like chapter 2 where God puts the teachers and the judges and he says, he takes them from their thrones, and they will be who rise in the last days. But then I got into this, okay? So, where are we going with this? I want to do blockages really quick. Okay, so blockages being shown by the divine on the divine feminine's end. We're gonna start with there. Blockages being shown on the divine feminine's end. Blockages being shown on the divine feminine's end. Angels, angels. Blockages being shown on the divine feminine's end. I think I'm just gonna keep it divine feminine right now. All right, we have 13 summon. It's upside down. So if we are disconnected from divine or we are not seeking out advice, whether it be in prayer to God, um, or just asking for guidance from the angels, as they are always around you and protecting you, okay? We are to treat everyone as our neighbor, treat people as you want to be treated. So don't expect to say the name God and then, the angels are around you and you can't talk to them. That's why God's sending them like so amplified in this time and day, especially for the twins. You walk with the angels. You truly do. So if you're a divine feminine who is not taking the time to meditation daily, whether it be 10 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever, it's about quieting your mind. That's in really just becoming one with everything you around you and complete silence and oneness. This is really what offsets your day, or night, whatever way, however fits you. As long as you're getting some routine, I can already tell. Like this is going to be very imperative in the next couple of weeks, with especially if you're going through these negative. I don't know if it's negative attacks or if it's just how the planets are shifting. I mean, it could be anything at this point, and I'm not going to get into it. I just can feel it. All right. So, however you're taking it on, always try to keep the hindsight of it all. So, if you do start feeling these emotions of resistance or anger or sadness, and they're just coming for nowhere, and then it's coming with the thought pattern of your twin, like by masculine, and it's just this anger towards them for past things. I don't know if a lot of divine feminine are still holding on to that. Or you could be like me and thought you were rid of it, and then it's like, no, No, here we are. It's all your fault. Because it's a reflection of you. Wonderful. Figure it out. Get to work. Divine feminine. How lovely, right? Let's go to the next blockage we're having. Listening. All ladies listening. And we'll do three. One more, please. One more, please. Oh, that one fell. Rigid, rigid, rigid. Okay. So we're definitely going to get on this listening card. And on this card, it says, darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. Sorry. Darkness does not always equate to evil. Light does not always bring good. And I guess we have to, if you're going through these dark, like, emotions or just negative, not even negative, I don't want to call these memories negative because they always have caused growth. They were the effect of, you know, or the effect was our growth, but they were, yeah, okay. Okay, and we get the summon card upside down, okay? So if we're getting these emotions heavily, just randomly, sporadically, the divine is always talking. So we have to, there's a message within these emotions, okay? There's a message within these. We have to make sure that we are listening to the significance of what is coming up for us. And when we are going off of our ego-based responses, which no matter how long you are on this journey, you still have these ego-based responses, because again, you are going through a purification. You are being purified, but you are yet pure and perfect, as of now. So that's natural and that's normal and it's nothing to be ashamed of. We all do it. Anybody who says they don't, I don't know what to say about those people. Maybe they should be writing books and teaching the rest of us, right? Anyway. And then we have rigid, okay? So, which is probably your, like I just said, your ego response is to be cruel, rigid. Like a fuck you to you is a fuck you back. You know what I mean? But that's like an instant, but we should be away from it. But again, we're going backwards right now. Some of us, you know, and it doesn't have to be like where you're gonna go backwards and you're going, you know, it's just for this second, the instant. If you amp align to your guidance that is being given through the pains and the struggles coming back up. So maybe there's a underlying lesson that, you know, we learned. One situation can teach many lessons, you know, so maybe we've learned the first three that come from this specific memory or this specific action that was taken on the DM in place to, you know, hurt you, but really push you to where you needed to go, to find what you were sent here to seek, so to speak. Let's get into what this exactly says. I'm just taking my time with this because this is just unplanned and kind of for me to understand what the hell has been going on, especially for the last, I want to say, 2 days, definitely. So summon 13. When you choose this card, it is a symbol to create a ritual and to connect with your spirituality. Get in touch with your own inner magic before you make a move forward. So when you are feeling these just pulls, I guess I don't know if they're pulls or pushes to go backwards, take it for what it is and understand you're going back there for a reason, because maybe there's something that we missed. Maybe, okay, maybe we haven't reached the core of that specific situation, and whatever's at the core is a necessity to bring us, to elevate us, to enlighten us, and to liberate us to move into the next portion of our personal process within this journey. How do you communicate with your powers, or with me, your goddess? Now is the time to pray, to meditate, to acknowledge the sacred in every experience. Don't take your next step lightly. You have the power to summon your spirit, summon your courage, and summon even me. You are inquiring about something important. Breathe and wait for a sign before you act. Choose another card if you need more understanding of my wisdom. And that's what we did, and we got listening. 23 and 30. So threes, not a coincidence. My divine feminine. Drawing this symbol indicates that you are meant to listen to what others are saying with their gestures rather than their words. Okay, we're gonna get on that. In my house of night, there will be a beautiful girl with the skin the color of dark honey, who has the gift of poetry. She is able to weave tales with great detail and expression, yet without being obvious or straightforward. Reading between the lines and finding true meaning are what are required right now. Listen and learn. What others don't say is what is important at this moment. Is there a stone wall that stands between you and others? Could that wall be inside of you? Okay, so understand that whatever's coming up is obviously the last of what you need to get rid of. Okay, so we know to not forgive is not unconditional love. And in order to forgive, it has to be wiped away and the slate has to be clean. This is what true forgiveness means. And maybe the divine feminine, we're still doing this. I laugh because it's like, oh my gosh, again, yet again, here we are. But our divine teams definitely are here to help us with this, okay? Because if we haven't fully forgave, there is a reason for that, because there's still a lesson to be learned within these situations, these memories, and the hurts and pains. Now is the time to become more flexible and drop your rigid expectations of yourself, and especially of others. No expectations is this is what it is. And so if we're still getting angry or upset about specific memories, it's because at one time you feel this disappointment. And maybe you're sad because you held expectations in the first place, which I don't really believe I held expectations. That's why I was surprised when I was disappointed. It like hit me like a wave of Don't be afraid to drop your guard a little. If you are willing to let others in, you will see the benefit in these connections. Another meaning here is that you recognize the wall that others may have put up. Don't take it personally if they won't let you in. This is their way of coping, and it has little to do with you. And we do have to remember that. I think we tend to get offensive, maybe at times, as it pertains to the actions of the divine masculine, especially in past situations. And these things come back up for us because it is a battle within ourselves, and it is a battle of whether you want to say Satan, negative forces, entities that are here to not let you forget these things, you know. But you're gonna have to learn how to get through this negative heaviness of it, because this is not going to go anywhere. Even when you come into union, there's always going to be this negative heaviness or force or whatever that does not want you there, that will continuously work against you. That's why you have to continuously work together as one, you know. And this is the process that is leading us to that. Next card for Divine Feminine. Okay, so within this time of these energies, what is Divine Feminine should be projecting and reflecting? What aspect should the Divine Feminine be projecting and reflecting? So, the Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock, total paradigm shift. Okay, another 3-5. And pull one more. Imagery to be projected and reflected by the Divine Feminine. Imagery to be projected and reflected by the Divine Feminine. 2 cards. The Hungry Ghost. Obsession, scarcity, consciousness, attachment. Okay, so the Hungry Ghost. Where's the thing? As an ally, the Lady of Lightning brings powerful forces of change into your life. Okay. Understand that the whole point of these emotions or memories, what if you're having flashbacks, or what do you call that, deja vu, or you know, you're literally seeing yourself like outside of the situations that have happened, revisiting the situations in a sense to say. She tells you to expect a sudden shift in your circumstances, and this is why this is happening, because of the shift that is upon us. Many things are coming to a shift. Many people are being pushed into union, and whatever false dynamics you still have going on, whether it be karmics, not saying karmics are necessarily fault because they're necessity during the journey, but it's still not the twins standing within their true authentic selves. Therefore, it is only for a moment and to teach the lesson to be learned. Perhaps a situation you weren't anticipating arises and offers you opportunity of a lifetime. A series of aha moments accumulates in a pit of pit, pivotal flash of insight, causing everything to change just like that. Maybe someone enters your life and pushes you to new heights. You may have a brilliant idea that hits you like lightning. Be prepared, change is imminent. And so is union. I said the so is union part, just so you know. And a total paradigm shift may be upon you. Don't resist the changes. Okay, yes, don't resist the changes that are coming. Don't resist these memories. If you're feeling angry, like take it on, but ask why. Ask your good divine team, why are you feeling this anger? What is it that's coming up for you that you need to examine and look at? Whether you need to heal it, forgive it, move on from it. Sometimes we're holding ourselves back and we don't even. It's subconscious shit that's holding us back. We're not even aware of it. And we've always discussed on my channel, and this is what God does, is make you aware of these things. You cannot change these things without awareness, without acknowledgement, without understanding. Don't resist the changes. It's the kind of lightning isn't something you want to fight. Great things are happening when the Lady of Lightning appears. She did appear upside down. All right, so Challenger, unpleasant news, an unexpected shock, or overall sense of powerlessness are the aspects you may experience when the Lady of Lightning appears as your challenger. Okay, so sense of powerlessness. Some of these memories, and I will say this, some of these memories take you back to the time when you did feel that powerlessness. And I think that's where the anger for me comes up. I never like when people try to take my power. You will piss me off. You will see a lion, and that's it. And I've been that way my whole life. You don't take my power from me. But we've learned within this journey why we've been so prone to these things happening to us, to um, entities coming, for these specific reasons. This is a sign of difficulty and unwanted surprises, but consider the idea of a thunderstorm and how beautiful and charged with electricity the world is after it passes. It will always pass because that is the nature of the storm. Your difficulties will too, as that this is the way things, as that is the way of things as well. In the realm of the Lady of Lightning, it's prudent to engage the law of non-resistance. Relax. Okay, so yes, during this, I'm so glad this card came off. This is the whole point to this reading, is to take on this law of non-resistance. Okay, so if you're going through these memories, you have to be non-resistant. Okay, so acknowledge them. Why are they there? It's okay to feel them. If you need to cry for 5 minutes and you have no idea why, do that. Make sure you are summoning your divine team for help. All right, and listening to the guidance. There are lessons to be learned. And this is coming on strong. I believe that sometimes we think we've learned all our lessons, and that's like bullshit. Nope, we're about to get hit. All right. I wish in Chicago we could hit with some hail because I could really use that in my job. So we will be praying for that. Like, who prays for hail? I do. And then the hungry ghost. My computer's gonna die, so we're gonna end it right here. If it dies, then we're gonna end it at that last card because I don't want to have to redo this reading. I believe that whole law of resistance, that law of non-resistance, is the overall point to this reading and what's going on right now, ladies. So if you stay tuned to this reading, then you actually got the wisdom that was meant for you to be had. When the hungry ghosts appear on your path, they may not at first seem like allies because they represent your constant focus on the past and the consuming desire to know the future, which robs you of your true presence. Okay, so here we go. I believe a lot of our past shit will be brought up, and maybe even more for the people who continue to not understand this journey is about being in the moment. If you're continuing to look towards the future and only union instead of your mission, it's going to be a little bit harder on you. because when you're not going to have that eagle eye view of understanding that this is, hold on, there's a lesson to be learned.